All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Again, it is a small group. You're welcome to interject or hit chat at any point in time. Feel free to raise your hand if you need me to stop or readdress something, whatever it is. Don't be shy. Um, Hopefully, you know already that you're in the right place. We're going to be talking about artificial intelligence specific to the real estate market, and I think you're going to find this pretty exciting. My name is Michael Fielden. I own a company called Support Geeks. We provide technical and marketing services for real estate agents. We've been around for about a year. My background, just so you're aware, is I've got about 35 years of real estate experience, licensed real estate. My mother is a mortgage broker, so I've got it in the family. I started here in real estate in the Bay Area working with Contempo. I was one of the founders, the seventh person on Gino Bafari's team at Intero Real Estate Services. I then went working with Fidelity National Financial and founded J. Rockcliffe Realtors with Jeff Sposito. And I was also the vice president of technology for Christie's International Real Estate. So I've got a little bit of background, started this business to provide services to real estate agents. And you're welcome to go to supportgeeks.com and see a little bit more about what we do. But let's get rolling. All right. Obvious question. We're here to talk about artificial intelligence. So, what is artificial intelligence? The easy way to think about this is it is a learning computer. So, every computer that we have on our desk today is reactionary. You put information in and it comes back with results. You can search the web, go to Google, you can do a search, but all of that is input, prompt, and then you receive. Artificial intelligence learns, and it learns based on all of the information that's out there, as well as what you do with it. Now, in today's age, there's a lot of stuff that's out there that we look at. And I want to start this off by talking about how AI is taking off in a number of industries. Okay, healthcare is one of the huge ones. Um, we all know somebody that's got either cancer or my mom has Parkinson's or something like that. The whole healthcare industry is changing in ways that you could never have imagined before. And I think the most obvious way that we're going to see that is in the diagnosis process. You can now feed in things like x-rays and charts and forms into AI, and it can help you create a diagnosis. It can then also help you talk about treatment plans, whether there are treatments from, scientists in other areas. The beautiful part about AI is it also takes the language component out of the equation. Okay, it can understand, anything that's written in Spanish, English, Greek, any of these languages that are out there, Russian, Chinese, and it can come up with plans in the language that you understand. Okay, so healthcare is going to change as you know it. It's already started. If you haven't been to the doctor recently, it is truly, truly going to impact you in ways that you haven't seen. Okay. I'm pretty sure that we are all following inflation and maybe our shopping experiences have changed. But what you're going to find is that personalized shopping experiences are becoming much more prevalent than they ever were before. And for me, what that means is you go on and you do a search. And because AI knows what you've searched for before and what you liked, it can show you the brands that you like first. As AI continues to grow, your integration with stores like Target, the brands that you like, it's going to be able to say, oh, the last time you bought laundry detergent was a month ago. Are you needing laundry detergent again? Those kind of things are coming. And when we talk about that personalization, that's how it's going to play into effect. There are refrigerators out there now that will read what you have in the refrigerator based on barcodes, and it will tell you as things are running out. Hey, you're running out of coffee milk, you're running out of eggs, all of those things. Banking and finance really impacts how we do things in our industry because what's happening is mortgage brokers are using AI now to get smarter decisions. Okay, is this person credit worthy? Are they able to do this? And create safer transactions. I know we all talk about fraud and wire transfer. Okay, that is going to get better with the help of AI. AI is going to realize the steps that people take and the processes. And part of that is even learning that humans are fallible, right? If something is perfect and it looks like somebody has copied and pasted it into something as opposed to typing like they normally would, AI can see that and realize, hey, this is likely something that I should look at more closely. Credit apps. Okay. There was a time when you would apply for an American Express card and somebody would manually have to review that. Today, that doesn't happen. They go in and they look at your credit report, and AI can determine your credit worthiness. What is going to start happening with some of these loans in our industry is they're going to combine and create an entire profile. So when you're filling out a mortgage, it's going to look at, okay, does this person have a LinkedIn profile that actually confirms their job? Okay. Does their social media show anything that would put us at risk? All of those things are going to play into this profile. Transportation, everybody already knows that, um, especially in the Bay Area, we see this all the time. Automatic driving is here today, and it's going to get better and better. If you know somebody that is a conductor on a train or drives a taxi or does some sort of bus process, those will be the first to change because there's money involved, right? It's AI can do this much less expensively than you would get with a human person, likely less prone to error as well. We hear about all the crashes and the accidents. That's going to get better. We're still in the infancy of this, and it's getting better very, very fast. Entertainment, we've all seen curated content. If you have Netflix and it says, hey, you may like this, that's AI. Okay. If you watch a movie on Netflix and you don't finish, you only go 25% in, you may think they don't notice. They do. And that probably means either you were tired or you didn't like the show and you moved on. So AI learns from that and it's going to curate content and bring things up as you go. What you're going to start seeing on things like Prime and Netflix and other services is you will also get advertising served based off the products that tie into your retail experience. And it will be very specific to you as an individual because they already know who you are, what your phone number is, what your email is, where you shop, all of those things. Agriculture isn't as important to us, here on a day-to-day basis, but if you look at the farming community, agriculture is seeing a huge influx of AI components. How do we grow crops? How do we service those crops so that they remain organic, which still uses chemicals, but gives us a healthier product? And a very good friend of mine has a family that grows uh, crops that require tractors. 90% of their John Deere tractors now are run by GPS. They keep a person sitting there because that's the way they've always done it. But a lot of these tractors don't require any input from people. So there's going to be a lot of stuff coming. Whether that will be realized by us, I don't know. I suspect that prices probably aren't going to change, but profits will be going up in places. All right. So understanding key components of AI. Number one, AI is learning. And when we talk about learning, this isn't about some guy sitting in a dark room and typing in code that teaches the computer what to do. AI goes out and it finds data and it learns. It says, okay, if I do this, I get this. And that learning is at a hyper accelerated pace compared to human learning. with zero forgetfulness. So that's a big part of AI and how it becomes so all-encompassing. Reasoning, okay, it's learning to reason. And some people think this reasoning is a threat, right? Does this mean that it's going to become competitive with us as humans? If you listen to Elon Musk, that's very, very true. I'm not sure I see it getting that way. I've got an intrinsic belief that we as humans are good, and we're going to prevent anything from exceeding what it should be, but it is a real world consideration. We're going to talk about biases a little later on, and I think that is a more real threat. Self-correction, okay? And this is a very human trait. Do something wrong as a kid, your parents get angry. You don't do that again. Or maybe you do, depending on whether you're a good kid or not. But computers are going to learn when they've made a mistake. If they do an equation, looking at medicine, if they originally come up with a diagnosis and a plan of action, and then they learn because they have the learning ability that what they did created harm, they can self-correct. So next time that diagnosis comes out, it won't include those things. And I know from my mom with Parkinson's, there's a lot of experimental stuff that's out there. The fact that this self-correction comes into the AI makes it that much more powerful, and it's even more accelerated in potential cures and things that they're looking at because of this self-correction. And then all of these things, the learning, the reasoning, and the self-correction tie into the problem solving. Okay. In computers, we developed systems like Excel where you could type in numbers and you could add them together. Did that solve a problem? 100%. Did it solve a problem on its own? No. Okay. Artificial intelligence can be trained to solve problems like a human. Okay. Here's everything we know about cancer. Okay. Here's the reasoning for what we've done so far. You figure out what worked and didn't, self-correction, and then you come up with some other solutions. Now, the fact that we have technology that can do this doesn't mean it's instantaneous. We look at generative AI like ChatGPT, and you put something in and something happens right away. Science is still science, right? Deciphering DNA is a huge, complex process, and it's got to run through this. But it's happening right now. People are working on this today. They're putting, hundreds and thousands of computers and cycles at solving and helping people with these things that need help: medicine, entertainment, shopping. Everything is getting a time slot as you go in there. Now, if you've seen the movies, you know about Turing. And he wrote a paper back in 1950. And it said when a machine could be considered intelligent is when its actions were indistinguishable from a human. And I'm going to tell you right now that in most cases, the generative response, you put in, I want this, you get that. I think it is distinguishable from a human. It's still there today. And the problem that I have with the indistinguishability is computers generally produce better, more complete, and more accurate answers than what your typical human would give you. And that's one of the things that we're going to talk about in how do you take advantage of this for real estate so that you're getting the most out of what AI offers. All right. So, need for AI in real estate. I'm going to tell you right now, AI is already here in real estate. You're probably using it without knowing it. Some of you are using it, knowing it very well, and you are happily moving along with these tools, and new stuff's coming out every day, and it's going to be great for you to learn that. So let's talk about some of the current challenges. Okay. Digesting a world of information. I am quite certain that every one of you has done a search on the MLS and you've gotten 30 or 40 results, and think about that information. And that is just so much to try to digest and remember when you're going to talk to your client. Now imagine the fact that you've got to remember the active properties and the pending properties and the sold, try to figure out why they expired, what happened with the transaction. Was it a flip? Why is it on again so soon? All of that information you have to consume over and over, all while dealing with sky high customer expectations, right? The customers want it now. I think in the last few years, we realize that there's a lot of frustration. People are getting excited. They're getting outbid. In our areas, the expectations are higher than they have ever been. You've got to navigate through the value. The prices are changing right and left, right? People are doing weird things. We all know Oakland. I have tried to sell a home in Oakland, and fortunately I was successful, but it was so weird to me that you price the home, and consumers and realtors expect this, hundreds of thousands of dollars less. It was a 2.5. We put it on the market at 1.5 million, and that's the norm. Okay. So not only do you have to figure out what the valuation is, hey, client, I think you could get this, but we're going to price it here. You've got to know how to articulate that based on what market there is. For your investor clients, multifamily residential, you've got to have a crystal ball, right? What's the value going to be as we continue over the next couple of years? And then, of course, you want to make sure all of this is smooth sailing. You don't want any paperwork issues. You don't want any inspection issues, and so on down the line. So what are the resolutions for AI? One, AI becomes your personal assistant. Okay. And I'll talk about this in just a second, but AI is not here to replace you. It's going to replace all the stuff that you don't want to do. Okay. Those are the things that AI is going to do best. This is not going to get rid of your virtual assistant. And this is not going to change the fact that you need to look at the results and make sure that they are authentic and true to who you are. Okay. AI is definitely going to cut through the data jungle, right? It's going to be able to take properties and give you more information than you've ever had access to before. One of the things that we're able to do by looking at sold properties and who bought the property is we're able to create demographics. So in the future, when you are marketing a home in a certain neighborhood and it has 10 sales, it's going to look at those demographics and say, hey, the person you should be marketing to is college educated. They may or may not have kids. They have an income of this amount. They are probably living in this area. All of those things are going to help you in your business. Chatbots 24/7. Okay. This is a given. We're all used to chatbots, whether it's on the phone or on the computer. Get used to them. We're going to talk about them more in a second here, but they are there. Market trends. Okay. AI eyes what you have. AI matches it with data, combines it all together, and it's going to create it in a digestible. So how are you going to read it? And communicable, you can share it with other people. Smart homes, I just threw in there. Part of it is, we're going to have homes. When you show properties now, it's going to be different than it ever was before. So when you go into a house now, you have to remember to turn on the lights. What's really going to be happening is you are going to go into the house and it's going to know what room you're in, and it's going to change. A lot of us are already using Google Home and Amazon Alexa. Did you know that you can right now use AI to help you create your own applications that will work in a home as long as they have internet access? So somebody could walk into a room and you have a sign that says, hey, ask me about this property. And they go through the process. They say the name and they say, answer this question. You've programmed in the question and it's going to answer. Okay. And because it's AI, it's learning and it's adaptive. it doesn't always have to give the same answer. Okay. Keeping documents in check. This is another given of AI. I don't know how many times I've received an offer and seen somebody's name spelled incorrectly 5 times. Okay, across all the paperwork. All that's going to change. AI is going to catch those mistakes before they get to your client. And that's the secret here, is how do we use these tools so that you look good in real time? AI is real time. All right. So real quick, before we go any further, I do want to talk about ethics and AI. Okay. AI is not infallible. Okay. What they've learned already, and it's a very, very small percentage. Nobody can truly identify it at this point, but I would bet you it's probably less than 1 or 2%. AI makes things up. Okay. And I know that's funny, but sometimes it has to fill gaps because it hasn't learned that yet. And it is sort of self-aware. You want to make sure that, you know, you're aware that that is out there. It can also be very biased against FHA. Okay. The laws say we can't discriminate based on family, style, um, heritage, the color of your skin, your sexual orientation, your religious orientation. AI, it's a little more of a gray area, right? Because when you ask it, hey, what is the right customer for this house? Well, it's going to look at the neighborhood. If the neighborhood is 95% Caucasian, 70% Christian, whatever those things are, it could be biased. And it could suggest, hey, you want a 50-year-old couple with one kid who goes to this church. Okay. Keep that in mind. Use what you know as an agent, as a professional, and make sure that you're aware that those biases are there and that ethics is still important. And what I can tell you right now is ChatGPT told me that I could do this is not an excuse. Okay. You ultimately are responsible for your actions and the liability that goes with them. So um, just don't go there. Okay, so AI and property search, real quick. Search is changing. I think this is one of the things that a lot of companies out there are looking at right now because they use search as lead gen. But, the first thing is AI understands the unsaid. Okay. If you're looking at houses, right now we give people only certain ways to search for property, and we make it hard to go a little deeper. Okay. So you search for a house. I'm looking for a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,000 square feet or more in Cupertino, price between 2.5 million and 3.5 million. Okay. That's generally how people search. And then the human component goes through and it selects what's appealing. Now, AI has gotten really, really good at helping with this process. The first thing I would tell you is AI knows what's in the pictures. Okay. Hands down. If you don't believe me, jump in a car with CarPlay and receive a text with a picture and let Siri tell you what's in the picture without you having to look at it. So, it's my kids, my wife has sent me a picture of the dog. It knows it's the dog. It knows it's my dog. All of those things are in there. When it translates to housing, they know what a kitchen is, a bedroom, and a bathroom. Okay, what's going to happen is AI is going to learn those things. It's going to learn that Harvey's out there. Harvey has been looking at houses and he skipped over these 5 and he spent 88 seconds on each one of these and looked at every photo, and he stayed on this one for 5 seconds but only looked at 2 photos. It's going to know what he's ruled out. The next time it shows property results for Harvey. Harvey's going to see at the top of the list the things that most closely matched what he's previously searched for. Okay. It's also going to allow you to just type in, show me a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in Cupertino that's less than 2.5 million. Okay. That's the new way to search. Your property matchmaker, we already have things that do this 24/7, 365. That's nothing new. What you're getting, though, is a better result. Dynamic pricing, the other thing it can tell you, we talked about how we tell people, search between 1.5 and 2.5 million and create a little bit of a buffer. AI can create a buffer and it can talk about trends. And those trends might be as simple as, hey, this price is probably too high, and we expect, based on statistics for this neighborhood, that the price will go down to this on this date or around this date. That kind of pricing analysis is coming. It's not going to be 100% because we can't get around the fact that we're dealing with humans, but it's going to allow you to be way closer than you ever would before. This search for the elusive perfect price is what we call predictive analytics, right? It's how do we determine what's going to happen down the line? We as realtors are actually pretty good at it. AI is way better, right? And it will take you to school on a lot of things if you're using the right tools. Okay. One of the things it can do is decipher signs of a hot property. I held an open house 2 weeks ago, and I guess I didn't realize that there are still a lot of people out there looking. I had 62 people come in the first day and a little over 50 come in the second day. And it was literally torrential rain. There was so much rain coming down that I had to cover almost the entire floor with towels. And there are just people coming out. And if the property looks good and it's priced right, AI is going to know it. Investment strategies, everybody that's doing investment in properties, this is going to help you decide, okay, here's what your strategy should look like, and here's why. And part of that strategy is unlocking the future value. If I can buy an investment property today, make about what I should be in rent compared to my mortgage, and know that there's a very good likelihood based on statistics that it's going to go up in price, I have a better investment presentation for my client. Okay, this is all stuff that they're trying to do, and everybody's guessing, right? As humans, this is a crystal ball. What AI allows you to do is show why you feel that. It's not just what do I think it's going to be? Okay. It also allows you to create a safety net of investments. You know, hey, Jeff, you bought a property that's maybe potentially risky. And then you have another one that's also kind of risky. Let's look at a couple of properties that are safer investments to hedge your bets. And that's your path of growth, right? You've taken some risks. And this is whether it be in the stock market or the real estate market. Okay, you bought some things. Let's get a couple of bonds to make sure that your bottom is well defined. And that's a really good, powerful way to think about how AI is going to change property valuations. Okay, I talked about this before. AI is not going to replace you. Okay, it's going to do all the stuff that you don't like to do, and it's going to do them better than you would do it, whether that be marketing or social media or a CMA, any of those things. It is going to help you. It's going to take time. You're going to have to learn how to take advantage of it. But the tools are coming out that are very specific that are going to help you down this path. Okay, so let's talk some about the tools. Okay, number one I want to talk about is chatbots. Okay, if you haven't used a chatbot today, you probably just didn't know it. And these are computer programs designed to simulate conversation. Okay, that's it. We've all dealt with them. Facts right now worldwide. Okay, keep in mind that some people don't even have computers, don't have phones. 75% of every human on the face of the earth has interacted with a chatbot in the last 12 months. Okay. I'm betting you that number's closer to 90, but the only sustainable one I could find is 75%. Okay. Personally, I don't like chatbots. I know a lot of people that don't either, but apparently I'm more alone. 87% of people in 2021 were positive or neutral about chatbots. 12% were negative. Okay, that's a pretty big deal. When we continue that out, 40% of internet users right now do not have a preference between a chatbot or human contact, with the one caveat. It means as long as their needs are met. Okay, so a great example of this is, excuse me, I don't mind calling the bank. I don't mind dealing with a chatbot when I am calling the bank to get my balance. I would actually rather talk to a bank. And that's where the 62% would rather engage with a chatbot than wait for a human to respond. I think what I find most frustrating now is when I can't get information from a chatbot and I'm trying to engage a human, and the chatbot then tells me, hey, you're the 83rd person in line. Okay. Those are going to change. The other thing that's going to change is, and you've probably seen this already, it used to be that you could tell when you were talking to a computer. That is 100% changing. Okay. And I think Amazon's product, Google's product for the home environment, and I can't say either of their names because they're both in my office and they'll start talking. I think that those will show you that you can actually have a really good conversation. Okay. Again, 69% of chatbots for receiving an instant response. This is where chatbots are going to take off in real estate. Most of us don't like working much past 8 p.m. at night. Most of us are working with one or two languages. And what you're going to see is that chatbots have the ability to engage multiple languages any time of day or night, any time of the year. Okay. This is a big deal. All right. The other one that's a big deal that tells me get your knowledge on is 41% of consumers believe that chatbots provide a better customer experience. Okay, that's not quite half, but that means 4 out of every 10 people you're talking to would rather that you were a computer. In our industry, which is very people centric, that's important. Okay, so future valuations of real estate. We've all seen this seller's market, buyer's market type of graph. Okay. AI can do this better than we can. Okay. They can create this. They can talk about vacancy. They can talk about construction, absorption. They can talk about rent rates, all of that. What they do, though, is they put real value to it. So we can create this by taking the figures as a whole and looking at it. They can look at it on an individual property by property basis very, very quickly. You're going to see a lot of this type of predictive analysis come into play, and it will be better than you can do it. Okay. Next one that's changing. We've all done virtual property tours, augmented reality. Okay. You can look at the property from anywhere. Okay, this is going to get better. I know Apple released their goggles, Meta's got theirs. That whole augmented reality is here today. Interestingly enough, a friend of mine just finished a project for Bear, the paint company, and they are a huge investor in AI. And he's what talked to me about this. Bear now has the ability for you to take a picture or a live video of a room and paint the walls. So you can hold your phone or your iPad up and you can see different colors on the wall. Okay. I have a blue room. We're repainting our living room. We're already doing this so we can get a pretty good idea. You can also take pictures of your furniture, okay, your couch, your table, your TV stand, your armoire, your bed, whatever it is. And the technology is coming where you can walk out to a property, you can hold your phone out there, and you can say, show me what my couch would look like here. That's already here today. We're not using it quite yet because it's a little bit slow, but imagine, hey, I can put my couch in the living room and I can paint the walls the color that I think we're going to like it. No, I don't like that color. I can move on. I can paint the cabinets. All of those things are coming and they're going to be here very, very soon. Okay. Next one, client relationship management is getting AI. Okay. Most of you are probably already using some semblance of AI in CRM and you just don't know it. A couple of ways that you're going to see that, what you can expect is predictive analytics. Okay. We already try to tell you when somebody's going to move. Okay. That's already there. It's getting better. The trends are getting better. What we can't account for is things like COVID, okay, which flipped the market 100%. And it's learning as we speak about baby boomers, um, computed lifespan, okay, and what demographics typically do with homes. Because younger people tend to move more. You get settled in as you get older and you don't want to move as much anymore. All of those things come into play, but then you get to a certain age and oh my gosh, you no longer want a two-story house. You don't want to be riding an elevator up the stairs. You're going to move again. Those things come in. Automation, okay, streamlining follow-ups, okay. Most real estate agents don't know how to follow up, okay. Many think that one is good enough or they send postcards. All of those things are changing and AI is going to help with this. If you don't like doing that, this goes back to what I said before. It doesn't want to replace you. AI wants to do the stuff you don't do well now better. And personalization. You're going to know more than you ever have about your clients. One of the things that's happening, and this is one of the places where ethics come into play. But right now, if you have somebody's name, phone number, and email address, there are tools that you can plug that into. It's going to then give you all of their social media. It's going to tell you any properties that they own or have ownership in, what kind of car they drive, what their credit score roughly looks like. Okay, how long they've lived in an area, where they grew up, where does their mother live, where does their sister live, where does their brother live? And it's going to put that to you in a way that you can use it and take advantage of it. And it's going to do it like that. You no longer have to go out and search for this information. You are easily going to have access to these tools. Okay, let's talk about an example. Okay, consider a family looking for a home, proximity to schools, da 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 da. AI is going to use these algorithms and identify and recommend properties that match the criteria. Okay, let me say that again. You're going to say what they're looking for in real words. Okay, they want to be close to a school, they want to be close to a park. Okay, they have kids, they don't want to be on a busy road. And it's going to turn that into a property search. It can turn that into a search based on the area that you specify. Or you can add into that scenario and say, and they each want to be within 30 minutes of work, and here's where they work. And now all of a sudden it's like, okay, we can expand this and we can take demographics, and all of that goes into this AI engine and it produces results for you. Now, the other thing, and we've all seen this happening, let's say that the outcome is, wow, you know, Kate is an amazing real estate agent. Look at what she's sending us. And they get a listing that they look at 3 times the first day, and then they get 3 more the second day. Now, again, we talked about follow up. AI will know that, hey, they looked at this property. Maybe I should send it to them again and say, you saw this, check it out again. Okay, we see that in other tools. I know Amazon does it with, the products that they recommend. Hey, you looked at a lawnmower. Well, what's going to be better about AI is after I buy the lawnmower, AI is going to stop trying to sell me another lawnmower. Same thing with the house. AI is going to know, okay, this person is now in escrow. I should maybe not show them any new properties because I don't want to muddy the water. Okay. A lot of us forget to turn off those auto drips. AI is not going to forget. Okay. Engagement and follow up. Okay. After a successful property viewing, a buyer has a few concerns. Okay. You're at it, you've got 62 people coming through your open house. I barely had time to talk to everybody, let alone address anything. But I did take some notes in my system, and AI, as part of the CRM, brought those to my attention. Hey, you need to respond to these. I got home. I was tired, was frustrated. It was raining. The dog was wet, all of those things. AI reminded me that night I was too tired. I didn't do it. Next morning, AI said, hey, it's been X hours since you talked to your clients. Get your answer out there. That sort of accountability we're not used to with technology, right? It's most often a snooze button. It's not something that takes me right into what I need to do. The best part about AI and the growth and the learning is it's going to learn what I do to answer these questions, and it's going to prompt me with, hey, last time you got this question, you responded with this. Is that what you want to say this time? Those things are coming. Okay. The other big one, and I know we're 15 minutes out. I want to give time for any questions, but we've got a little bit, so I'm going to speed up. Marketing and outreach with AI. Okay. Personalized ads is a big one. Okay. This is sort of how they work, right? You get data, you create segments. Okay. And let's just put it in real estate terms. You find out all the people in Cupertino who are interested in a Cupertino home. You create a segment and you send them ads with homes that have to do with Cupertino homes. That's how we do it today. Okay. That's changing. Okay. Way more than you're now going to have personalized content, right? Hey, the first one or two, they're going to start seeing what people do with them. If we have any different knowledge of the consumer that we've curated from other places, or they've looked at something else in our system, we're going to know it. Okay. We're also going to talk about timing and placement. We send emails at 9 a.m. Well, Jamel doesn't read emails at 9 a.m. I see Jamel's most active email time seems to be about 8:17 p.m. So at 8:16 p.m., we're going to send Jamel his email of the day. Okay. Optimizing budget. If you're spending money on advertising and postcards, AI is going to help you spend less organically. Okay. And $100 is $100. If your commitment is I'm going to spend $100 on advertising, optimizing your budget might also mean the difference of getting 200 eyes for the cost of that $100 versus the 100 eyes that you were getting. And then typo, that should be learning and adaptation. It's constantly going to learn from what you're doing, and it's going to look ahead. Okay, so how do you get started with AI? This is an interesting one. For most of us, we are going to have to buy our way in. The brokers like KW, for example, KW is already doing a lot of things in command with AI. They're already components, and believe me, they are leading the industry in AI adoption. As an individual agent, there are things you can do. Okay. Number one, understand what it can offer. Know what's out there. And I'm going to share this PowerPoint. You guys are welcome to have it. I also have some notes that will help you understand what's out there for AI. So I want you to know everything that's there. Those are free to you guys. I'll get them sent out. Assess what you're doing today. How are you collecting data? What happens with your interactions? What marketing are you doing? Okay. If you're a single agent, this is different than a team. Okay. If you're a team, are you putting your resources together strategically so that you're getting the most value? You also need to, as you identify this, look at what are the pain points? What's hurting me today? Okay. When we talk about AI integration, consider your budget. What do you have to spend? Get feedback from everyone on your team. Okay. And that may mean your title people, your mortgage people. It might mean your manager. Hell, call me if you want to talk about AI for 15 minutes. I'd be happy to do that, no cost to you, because you need to understand and you need to bounce things off. A lot of this stuff is people coming up with ideas, throwing them on the wall and see if they stick. Prioritize your needs. This is a given, right? You probably need help with marketing and lead gen more than you need help with documents, assuming you have no deal in the pipeline. Stay updated, stay current, be a constant reader, know the right time to start. That's now. But more importantly, know when to say no. There is so much stuff out there. This industry is wrapped with people trying to get your last $100. Okay. Know when to say no. Okay. So some of what's out there, these are just some of the popular things that you have. And I have a list, like I said, that I will share with you of hundreds and hundreds of AI tools. There are thousands out there today, and we just try to curate those out. Chatbot structurally offers lead gen. Zerple is kind of interesting. Riley, CRM, Follow Up Boss is doing a really good job. Likely AI is predictive analysis. If you want to know what demographics are out there to help you market your listings, go check out Likely AI. I'm pretty sure they still have a free trial. Go look at it. Matterport just announced they're improving their augmented reality, and you're going to see more and more from Zillow. DocuSign, SkySlope, whatever document management you're using, they're all starting to integrate AI. What I love most about what DocuSign and SkySlope and the other AI-enabled document management tools, they are looking out for your back. Hey, do you realize you spelled your client's name wrong here? Do you realize that this email is different than the email you've used before? Okay, all of those things. Oh, the other one that's coming out is, listen, you're sending information about the earnest deposit. Before you send that, I am going to send an email making sure that they are aware of who their escrow officer is and what the appropriate protections are for their escrow deposit. I'm also going to prepend any email you send with a link to information so they don't get scammed. All right. Now, as we get to here, this is where the exciting part is. Generative AI is ChatGPT. If you don't know what ChatGPT is, this is your wake-up call. You need to go learn. Okay. OpenAI is the leading voice right now in this, but it's very important to look at the other ones. Bard is Google's. They've got a good one. Microsoft's got a good one. There are a bunch of other tools right now out there. We're going to talk about ChatGPT as a generative AI component. Okay, real important here. Okay, and this is my warning for you today. Real estate is complex, it's nuanced. It is hard for AI to get those nuances. And while it can give you a ton of valuable and timely information, it's important to put your expertise and judgment. If you are blindly sending stuff that you create on ChatGPT or any AI engine to your clients, you are doing yourself a disservice. You are risking sending out something you shouldn't, and you're losing the authenticity that comes with what you have as an individual. Keep that in mind. You are valuable because of you. AI is not going to ever replace that. Hopefully. I do like those robots though. Okay, so quick ideas of stuff that you can do with ChatGPT. Okay, and I'm going to go through this real fast here, but listing descriptions. Every one of your listing descriptions should go through there. If you're a caller, video and call scripts, social media posts, website copy, you should be freshening these things all the time, and ChatGPT makes it easy. Legal documents. Okay, yes, ChatGPT did pass the bar, and that doesn't mean it could argue a case in court, but it's presently going underway. Email and text messages. You can now create email based on what your client sends you. Okay. As you're creating these things that we call prompt, I want you to rise to the occasion. RISE. Your prompt should include the role. Okay. In this case, tell it, act as an expert real estate business. Okay. What the input is. I am a real estate agent that would like to generate 2 listings per month in 2024. Any specifics? I'm in Cupertino. The market is very competitive. My unique advantages are boom, boom, boom. And then what you want it to do. Provide me with 20 strategies on how I can generate more business. ChatGPT is going to do this, and it's going to do it very, very powerfully. Okay, pro tips. The more information you give, the better your results. Include the tone. Do you want it professional? Do you want it funny? Okay, you could tell it like, write it like Andy Rooney, write it like Tom Ferry. Okay. Um, Sorry, another typo. I did tone twice there. Tell it to act like somebody, act like a first-time home buyer. What are the biggest fears when purchasing a home? Give you that information so that you can respond. Okay. And again, provide context, right? Make sure you are telling ChatGPT who you are and what you do. Otherwise, the information is that much more generic. Okay, so let's talk about what a sample prompt looks like. And I'm focusing on chat because I really want you to be aware that it is the easy, free, relatively free, $0 to $20 a month way for you to get in here. But you can write a prompt, and I'll let you guys read this. I'm not going to read it to you, but there's a ton of information in here. Give it your name, tell it how long you've been in the business, give it some highlights, and let it write a bio for you. Okay. And this one is important. You do not have to do this one at a time. Okay. And what I'm saying here is if about halfway down, you'll notice that it's please write the following bio in 3 different ways and then tell it the ways. Okay. You can say, please give me 10 bios. Okay. Chat AI doesn't get tired. Okay. You want to do marketing. Okay. You've got a home that you want to market. Create a 30-day Facebook posting. Okay. It's going to go through that. Tell it about the house and let it build you a social media campaign. Okay. This is a win. For those of you that have a lot of listings, you can get variety and quality very, very easily. And you don't have to use exactly what the results are, but it's going to give you some ideas that you didn't have before. We didn't really talk about Midjourney, but this is here right now today. Okay. Right now today, you can take an empty picture of a room and you can say, furnish this room using AI. You upload the picture into Midjourney and you tell it in an IKEA style, a warm tone. Okay. This is basically the same picture with furniture in it. And the best part is, and for those of you that know, you can ask Kelsey. I showed her live. It takes like 5 minutes. It's not like hours. And it gives you different options and you can choose and tweak. Okay. You also have the ability to do Facebook media. And I put this in here. Words of the paintbrush of the mind. Let I be your palette. This picture and the quote were both generated by AI. Okay. I don't know this person. It's obviously just a drawing. Didn't have to know him. Just created something that I thought was cool. Okay. Same thing here. Okay. I wrote a book about AI for real estate. You guys can find it on Amazon. If you really want a free copy, just email me at michael@supportgeeks. I'll send you a copy and you can read it. Let me know what you think. This cover, this head with the stuff in there, and this agent that is checking it out, that was generated in Midjourney for free. I actually think I pay Midjourney $10 a month for a faster version of it. And it took about 10 minutes to build from start to finish. All right. That's me. Let's fall out here real quick. I'm going to drop out to here and I am going to share one more thing. Let's see. So I just quickly wanted to show you this Chat GPT. And I put in here your prompt for Jane Smith. Okay. And what it does is it wrote a full-length bio, as it said, a LinkedIn bio, and then a Facebook and Instagram bio with the hashtags and the emojis. Okay. I did the same thing with a property pretending in 123 Happy Lane in Cupertino, and it started creating a Facebook posting schedule. Okay, so on March 15th, do this. Here's your caption. Here are your hashtags. Okay, this is powerful. This is quick and easy. And then it did day 2, day 3, day 4, and so on. And you can do this. And for those of you that haven't used it, this took me 5 minutes. Let it run in the background. Super, super, super easy for you to do. All right. So with that, that was what I was hoping to share with you guys. Are there any questions?
Yes, can we have your contact information one more time, please?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Let's see. Any other questions while I am putting that back on the screen for you guys? There you go. By the way, this image of me was created via Facetune on the iPhone. I took 6 pictures. I do not own that white shirt. And my hair does not ever, I have 2 daughters, does not ever look like it has that little bit of gray in it. Took these pictures, it edited the photo and it created it in a snap, which I thought was great. Any other questions? Is everybody sleeping? And Barbara, I don't know where they put the recording, but yes, will be available in the agent platform. And I'm hopeful that they can put, in addition to the recording, maybe they can put up the PowerPoint itself and the couple of attachments that I have for you guys there. If not, I will get them sent to the people that are attending. And, you know, this information I'm going to tell you guys is, I built this today. Tomorrow it's changing. This industry is very much about helping other people, and I am committed to helping people in the industry. So if you have needs, you want to talk to somebody about AI, you need information. I'm not like an attorney. We'll bill you for the help, but we are, you know, not going to bill you for consultation or anything like that. If you want us to do your AI stuff, it gets expensive, but we're here to help. And we also do tech support and marketing support and business support if you need it. So I think that's it. I see people jumping off. So if you need anything else, feel free to reach out. And otherwise, I'm sure I am in both Cupertino and Santa Clara quite often. I'll be by to see you and hopefully meet you guys face to face.
Thank you so much. This was
Thank
great.
you guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Have a great day.
You too.
Thanks.